Hi, your coach, Joe Lucas. Welcome to your Practice Powered Daily Coaching video for Monday, April 14th, 2014. Happy Monday and happy pre-tax day here in the United States. Let's start off the week by kind of continuing our conversation from Friday. And I want to take one of those marketing legs, one of those business development legs, optimization. And I want to spend a few minutes on it this morning. To me, the definition of optimization and the optimization mindset is that your goal as an advisor is to never rest or stop until you have 100% of the client's business. Now, what's the client's business? It depends on kind of what your practice model looks like. But for example, you have all of their assets, you do their insurances, you have their financial plan, you can help them with lending perhaps, you have access to CPAs and attorneys, you have access to property and casualty if they need a referral. In other words, you truly are the financial quarterback. A lot of advisors really have a concept of wide and not deep. They have a lot of relationships, but they're not optimized. A couple stories, and I think these are going to be very impactful for you. Some good, some not so good. So on the not so good side, I talked to a relatively new client, and they've got about 250 households, and I kind of talked to them about optimization. It's one of the things I coach on. And I said, well, what percentage of your households? And I kind of ticked off, you have all their assets, their fee-based, financial plan. I kind of go through the board, right? And the number was 5%. And I'm going, wow, good news for me, right? Because they're a platinum partner. A lot of opportunity there. The challenging part is this person is so focused on new households, like new, because again, as an industry, you're conditioned to always, hey, let's go get some new households, always get some new households, and we never think about profitability, that it really creates a challenge. So on that side, a lot of opportunity there. Maybe that sounds somewhat like yourself. Now on some really great stories. So some of the clients I've had for a period of time, I preach on it, harp on it, browbeat them into it, whatever you want to call it, remind them nicely. To really always be always be talking about outside assets, always be there. Even if they have another relationship with a competitor and they're happy with that competitor, hey, at some point it can sour. And sure enough, this past week, we had two situations where one client has a $150,000 relationship, and now we're going to consolidate a little over $4 or $5 million. Another situation north of the border, again another $5 million opportunity from an existing client that's now going to consolidate with my client. Now, did these things happen by luck? No. Reminding, asking about, inviting, awareness. I'm not saying that you're going to get all the assets at one fell swoop, but just because, day one of a relationship, you identified something, 5, 10 years ago, and you say to yourself, well, yeah, they've got an account over at so-and-so, they were happy, and I said, well, when's the last time you talked to them about that? 5 years ago. We'd like to think, again, that if there was something that was really that negative, that our client would call us up and say, hey, I've got this money over here I want to bring to you. And sometimes that does happen. But for every time that happens, there's 10 times that it doesn't. You have got to be the driver of this optimization process. You've got to be the initiator of this. So keep that in mind. Let's have a great Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.